Job interviews. Chances are that if you're on this video, you've either had a job interview and can share my pain, or are going to have one in the near future. I was quite lucky to have got the first job I interviewed for as soon as I hit 16. I was actually the first one of my friends to get a job. Then, after the Christmas contract inevitably ended, I had my fair share of interviews before I got another job. When I finished high school, I was interviewed for a job at a care home. The entire day was a mess from beginning to end. Firstly, I couldn't even find the place. I was unbelievably lost looking down semi-abandoned streets before I finally found the building. The place actually had a lot of security, like a proper gate and a buzzer button to get in, but it was less than professional inside. I was made to wait for over half an hour, just sitting in the waiting room by myself. Half an hour, alone. I was the only one who they were interviewing that day, and I was the only one around. There was no need for me to wait that long. Eventually, I was called in by 2 staff members. They asked me general interview questions, and then they asked, "How old are you?" 16. Silence. They glanced at each other for what felt like the longest 5 seconds ever, and then, "Sorry, we can't continue the interview as you're not 18. What? My age was on my CV. They had my age when I applied, but now they were telling me I was too young. I stood up yelling, flipped a table and stormed out of there. Okay, I didn't do that. I just awkwardly left and called my granddad to pick me up. I'm not good at confrontation. 2 years later, I started looking for a job again as I knew I needed to get some money for uni. I finished college and instantly started applying for every job I could find. The first job that got back to me was a group interview. I didn't even know group interviews were a thing before this, but I did make friends with someone because we were both super early, and it seemed like the day was going to be pretty good. Man, was I wrong. I was stuck building a newspaper bridge, which is like a bridge made out of only newspaper and sellotape, with the quietest guy in the world who didn't want to be involved, a girl named Casey with a Y, apparently the Y is important to her, and this other guy. Now Casey, this girl, she doesn't even deserve a coloured sketch. There, basic, like her. I think that Y stands for you're annoying. Okay, there's not enough Y words that are adjectives because of the stupid English language. Moving on. Casey was a 16-year-old who looked older, and I told her this. No offence, I thought you were like 18, 19. No offence, I thought you were like 12. She slayed me in the middle of a job interview, and all I could do was laugh through the pain because even though a group interview is basically about putting you against everyone in the room like some job interview Hunger Games, it's all about teamwork, so I couldn't get offended. I let this guy pretty quickly because a lot of people do mistake me for a different age. And Casey, if you're listening, you can't even get a job there at 12. So, yeah, take that. Anyway, she got worse. Should we start here or here? Yeah. I gave her not 1, not 3, but 2 options, and she replied with none. And then we made a plan, and she didn't even stick to it. I couldn't even show how mad I was because, again, teamwork. Our bridge was the only one that didn't stand, and I for sure blame Casey with a Y. I didn't get the job, by the way. I didn't even get a phone call when I was meant to. And this is the reason why I really hate job searching, because you can apply for so many and only get a few replies. And then after the interview, you're lucky if they even get back to you. Thankfully, I do have a job now, so I don't have to apply for any more or go to any more interviews for a while, but good luck to anyone having an interview soon. Welcome to my end card. Oh, this is snazzy and new. Exciting times. I really didn't know what to do with my end card at all, but I watch a lot of animation YouTubers and usually they put a fan art up at the end, which I think is a really cute idea. However, I don't have fans, so I don't have fan art. And that's why I thought I'd put my own art at the end. And maybe one day I'll actually get fan art. Unlikely. But if you ever do draw something and you want me to give you a shout out, it doesn't have to be a drawing of me or anything that I've drawn. It can be literally anything as long as it's safe for work. They're sent to me on my Tumblr, Instagram or Facebook, and I'll put it up there and I'll give you all the credit. See you soon, my gendered and non-binary pals. Even though a group interview is about putting you against everyone in the room like it's some kind of